Joining me now is New York Governor Kathy Hochul, who's currently in that race. Governor, thank you very much for joining us. I do want to start with that question. Why is Lee Zeldin within single digits?
Well, the year that I've been a governor, we've had enormous challenges, but we've met every one of them. I'm really proud of what we've done to get illegal guns off our streets and invest record amount of money in housing and health care and education. So we have a real record to run on. But here's what Lee Zeldin is running on, as are Republicans all across the country. He's working to keep people scared, whereas I and other Democrats are working to keep people safe. And as the polls get down to the end here, I can believe you'll start to see a separation between us even more so, and people realize that rhetoric is not going to get them safer, but the results and a real record that we're focusing on will. So I've been laser focused on this job. I cherish this job. I'm honored to be the governor of the state of New York. And in the final home stretch here, I'm a street fighter. I say bring it on. I love being underestimated. Every one of my 14 elections, I'm usually underestimated. And this is when the rubber meets the road. And when Democrats get out and vote, we win. It's that simple. And that's what's going to happen 1 week from today.
So I was up in Dobbs Ferry today talking to voters about what issues are animating them. And I asked them about the governor's race. And I just want to play a little bit of what they told me they're worried about and focused on.
Cars are being stolen again. That's not something that's happened since I was a kid in the 80s. And now it's back on the rise.
Why don't you think Kathy Hochul can handle that?
You know, I don't have a specific answer, but I will say that if we want things to change, we have to try something different.
Why hasn't she spoken more clearly on how she's going to remediate the problem? The GOP is very, very good at simplifying and making their message very, very clear. Hochul and Democrats maybe not as much.
So the first voter there says he's going to be voting for Zeldin. The second voter says he's voting for you, but he said he was frustrated because he doesn't believe the Democratic Party, you included, does a good job of messaging about crime. What is your message to New Yorkers from Manhattan all the way up to Poughkeepsie and above about crime and about how to solve the issue?
We have been fighting the crime issue, and it doesn't go back to an election season. It goes back to last January when I was with Eric Adams working in partnership, first-time Democratic governor and a mayor of the city of New York. We've actually worked as a partnership. We work together in the subways. We've added more cops. We've added cameras to keep people safer. We've added more care for the people severely mentally ill. So we've been working together on this for a long time, and illegal guns are at the core of this issue. And Lee Zeldin has opposed everything we've done. I've worked with law enforcement to get 8,000 illegal guns off the streets of New York. After the massacre in my hometown of Buffalo, where 10 innocent people were gunned down, we made sure that no longer could have a teenager buy an AR-15. We toughened up our red flag laws. And when the concealed carry decision from the Supreme Court came down, it said, I, as the governor of New York, can no longer count on a law that's been on the books for 108 years to ensure that people aren't carrying guns concealed in our churches and synagogues and subways and even schools. And Lee Zeldin says that we need to arm every teacher now. Once people realize what we've done, and all he's done is talk about how we can talk about crime, he has no plan. The New York Times just called him out and says he has no plan. And so we're just getting the attention of the voters now. They'll understand that you can say all you want, but we actually have a strategy. It's not sound bites, it's sound policy, and that's the difference between us, and that'll be the key to our success in the next week. Democrats focus on facts, but we also don't ignore the fact that there's real human emotion here. People are scared, they're hurting, and a lot of it has to do with this unsatiable effort by the Republicans to scare people when I'm out there actually doing something to literally keep them safer.
The top issues for New Yorkers, I'm going to put them up. Crime is the top issue. 28% say crime, 20% say inflation, protecting democracy, 14%, abortion, 6%. Abortion's been a big part of your campaign. I was watching the debate, as were a lot of us the other night, where you were bringing up abortion and Lee Zeldin's signature on some legislation, or on the amicus brief, excuse me, and his response was about crime. Tell me what you think New Yorkers should be concerned about when it comes to abortion, because as we saw in these numbers, New Yorkers believe abortion is going to be protected here in New York.
The reason abortion is protected in the state of New York is because I'm the governor and Lee Zeldin is not. Now he's trying to tell people, despite the fact that his name is on legislation, this session of Congress, I'm a former member of Congress, his name is on a bill called Life Begins at Conceptions. No abortion, even if the life of the mother is in danger, rape or incest. That is wildly out of touch with not just Democrats and independents, but also Republican women. But he's trying to persuade people now that despite my lifetime of being against women's independent rights and women's rights to choose, that he now has this general election conversion, that he's now a changed person. Don't buy that. You know what that sounds like? It sounds like the Supreme Court justice nominees appointed by Donald Trump who went before our Senate and persuaded them, well, we're not going to touch Roe v. Wade. It's the settled law of the land. We heard this before. So Lee Zeldin saying nothing changed the day after the Dobbs decision, that's because I'm still the governor. That is the only assurance people have, to know that Lee Zeldin won't use the power that a governor has, which is immense, through regulations and what your health commissioner can do to cite clinics and shut them down. Or even in the budget, you have tremendous power. So New Yorkers, women, you cannot trust what he's saying. Your rights to an abortion, your rights to vote, and other fundamental rights that I've been out there fighting for are safe with me. They're in danger with Lee Zeldin.